Ladies and gentlemen, today is not just another day. It's a new beginning, a fresh chance to take control of your destiny and create a life filled with purpose, joy, and fulfillment. If you've ever felt lost, stuck, or uncertain about where your life is headed, then I want you to listen closely, because what I'm about to share can be the game changer you've been waiting for. You see, happiness is not something that happens by accident. It's not something that you wait for, hoping it will magically appear. No, happiness is something you build, a powerful force that you create through your choices, actions, and mindset. And the good news is, anyone can build a high, happy life. You don't need a special set of circumstances, a perfect relationship, or an ideal job to experience true happiness. You simply need to understand the core principles that lead to a life filled with joy and peace. These principles are not hard to grasp, but they do require your commitment and dedication. Today, we're going to unlock the key to living your best life, one that's anchored in happiness, peace, and self-empowerment. It all begins with something you may have never truly considered: self-awareness. If you want to be truly happy, you must first know who you are. Who are you beneath the masks you wear for others? Who are you when no one is watching, when all the noise of the world fades away? Self-awareness is the foundation upon which everything else in your life is built. Without it, you will constantly chase after external validation, trying to please others, and ultimately lose sight of your own happiness. In a world where we are constantly bombarded with messages about what we should look like, what success should look like, and what happiness should look like, it's easy to get lost in the shuffle. But let me tell you something, the only version of happiness that matters is your own. When you learn to connect with your true self, your passions, your values, your unique purpose, that's when happiness begins to flow naturally. But self-awareness is just the first step. Once you've discovered who you are, the next step is to cultivate habits that support your happiness. You've heard the saying, you are what you do? Well, that's true. Your daily habits shape the direction of your life. The way you spend your mornings, how you treat your body, how you spend your time, these all play a massive role in how you feel day to day. Small habits, when done consistently, have a compounding effect on your overall well-being. This is why it's so important to choose habits that fuel your mind, body, and spirit. And it's not just about creating positive habits for yourself. It's about the people you surround yourself with. Your environment is incredibly powerful. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, toxic relationships, or people who don't believe in you, it's nearly impossible to stay positive. Energy is contagious. The people you spend your time with should elevate you, not drain you. So, hand of creating a high, happy life means being intentional about your environment and curating a circle of people who inspire you to be your best. Lastly, there's gratitude. It may seem like a small thing, but I promise you, gratitude has the power to shift your entire perspective on life. Gratitude trains your mind to focus on what's going right, rather than what's going wrong. It's a simple practice, but it's one of the most powerful tools you can use to create a life full of abundance and happiness. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to challenge you today. If you want to experience a high, happy life, don't wait for it to find you. Take charge, start with self-awareness, build positive habits, surround yourself with uplifting energy, practice gratitude. These are the pillars of a life well lived, and I promise you, if you commit to them, your life will transform in ways you never imagined. The road to happiness may not always be easy, but it's worth every step. Your best life is waiting, and it begins with you. Start with self-awareness. Know who you are. Ladies and gentlemen, the foundation of a high, happy life begins with one powerful and transformative step: self-awareness. If you don't know who you are, how can you ever know what truly makes you happy? It's like trying to build a home on sand, unstable, uncertain, and bound to collapse. But when you take the time to get to know yourself, everything else begins to align. Life gets clearer, choices get easier, and happiness becomes more natural, not forced. In today's fast-paced world, we're constantly being told who we should be by society, social media, our families, and even our past experiences. We're pressured to chase success, relationships, or lifestyles that may look good from the outside but feel empty on the inside. That's because we're living someone else's version of happiness, not our own. And that's the fastest way to feel lost, burned out, or unfulfilled. So how do you become self-aware? You must slow down. You must tune out the noise and turn inward. Self-awareness begins with intentional reflection. Ask yourself deep questions. What brings me peace? What makes me excited to get out of bed? What do I do just because I think I'm supposed to? Journaling is a great tool for this. When you write without filters, your truth rises to the surface. Meditation, too, can help you connect with the deeper parts of yourself that get buried under distractions. And sometimes, self-awareness comes from paying attention to your emotions. What makes you feel alive? What drains you? What situations make you shrink? This process isn't always easy, it requires honesty. Sometimes you realize that the life you're living isn't the one you actually want. And that's okay. Awareness is the first step to change. Once you know your truth, you can begin to make decisions that honor it. And let's be clear, being self-aware doesn't mean having everything figured out. It means being in touch with your values, your goals, and your feelings. It means understanding your strengths and your weaknesses, your patterns and your purpose. It means choosing authenticity over approval. Life definite sets when your deepest values. You stop chasing yes when your heart says no. You begin to build a life that reflects your deepest values. You stop chasing the wrong things. You stop choosing the wrong things. You stop chasing yes when your heart says no. You stop changing your depth, right, and attitude. You stop taking risks. You stop chasing your deepest values, not situation. So if you want a high, happy life, start with yourself. Know who you are. Fall in love with your truth, because you can't build a joyful life on a false identity. Happiness begins when you stop pretending and start becoming. When you stop following the crowd and start following your calling. Your best life starts the moment you say, I choose me. Cultivate positive habits. Shape your daily routine for joy. If you truly desire a happy life, you must pay close attention to the small things you do every single day. Your habits. Because believe it or not, your habits are the blueprint of your future. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And when your daily routines are rooted in positivity, growth, and self-respect, your life naturally begins to flourish. Let's be honest. Most people wait for happiness to arrive. They wait for the right relationship, the perfect job, or the dream opportunity. But happiness doesn't knock on your door out of nowhere. It grows from consistent, life-giving habits. The things you do on a daily basis shape not just your actions, but your mindset, your confidence, your energy, and your peace. Start simple. Begin your day with purpose. Wake up with a morning routine that centers your mind and soul. Whether that's journaling, meditating, stretching, praying, or just drinking a glass of water in silence. Those first few moments of the day are powerful. They set the tone for how you carry yourself. They remind you that you are in control of your mindset, even when the world is. Another life-changing habit is intentional gratitude. It's impossible to feel truly grateful and unhappy at the same time. When you train your mind to focus on what you have instead of what you lack, your entire perspective shifts. Try writing down 3 things you're grateful for each morning or evening. This isn't just a feel-good activity. It rewires your brain to search for joy, even on hard days. Also, be mindful of your physical health. A strong body supports a strong mind. Move daily, even if it's just a walk. Feed your body foods that energize you, not drain you. Hydrate. Sleep. These are not luxuries. They are the foundation of mental clarity and emotional stability. And just as important as adding good habits is removing harmful ones. Pay attention to the things that steal your peace. Constant scrolling, negative self-talk, complaining, comparing yourself to others. Replace those with uplifting alternatives. You have the power to shape your environment. Make your life a garden, not a battlefield. Positive habits are like deposits into your happiness bank. Over time, they compound into a life that feels light, joyful, and meaningful. They give you something to be proud of, not just because you checked a box, but because you showed up for yourself. And that's what happiness is, knowing that you're living in alignment with your values and taking care of the person you are becoming. So don't underestimate your daily routine. Your habits either hold you back or lift you up. The choice is yours. Create a life you don't need to escape from, one habit at a time. Surround yourself with uplifting energy. People matter more than you think. If you want a high, happy life, look closely at who you allow into your space. The people you surround yourself with either fuel your fire or drain your spirit. Energy is contagious, and whether you realize it or not, you're absorbing the emotions, attitudes, and habits of those around you every day. That's why protecting your environment, especially your circle, is not just important. It's essential. Let me ask you something. When you leave a conversation with a friend, do you feel energized or exhausted? Inspired or irritated? Valued or judged? Those feelings are your clues. The people in your life should bring light, not shadows. They should uplift you, not make you question your worth. If you constantly have to defend your dreams, explain your heart, or shrink to make others comfortable, you are in the wrong room. Now, this doesn't mean you need to cut off every person who isn't cheering you on 24/7. But it does mean you have to be intentional. Pay attention to your inner peace. Pay attention to how certain people affect your confidence, your motivation, and your clarity. If someone consistently brings negativity, drama, or doubt into your life, it's okay to step back. Not everyone deserves front row access to your journey. And here's the truth. You become like the people you spend the most time with. If you're always around those who complain, gossip, or play small, it's easy to start doing the same. But when you surround yourself with people who think big, speak life, take action, and hold themselves accountable, you rise with them. Their mindset sharpens yours. You need relationships that water your soul. You need friends who celebrate your wins and stand with you in your losses. People who speak truth even when it's uncomfortable. People who believe in you, especially on the days you doubt yourself. These aren't always easy to find, but they do exist. And when you find them, keep them close. Nurture those relationships like your future depends on it, because it does. Also, don't forget to be that person for others. Be someone's reason to believe in themselves again. Speak life, offer encouragement, be the light in someone's darkness. The more positive energy you give, the more you attract. But most importantly, be mindful of the relationship you have with yourself. Sometimes, we let toxic people stay in our lives because we haven't learned how to stand on our own. We settle because we fear being alone. But here's the truth. Being alone and at peace is better than being surrounded and drained. Your happiness should never come at the cost of your peace. So choose wisely. Curate your circle. Protect your space. Uplifting energy isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline. Build your high, happy life by filling it with people who reflect the love, strength, and joy you deserve. Practice gratitude every day. Shift your mindset, change your life. In the pursuit of a high and happy life, there is one powerful yet often overlooked practice that can change everything: gratitude. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It's a mindset. It's a way of living. It's the ability to find light even in the darkest of times. When you train your mind to focus on what's going right instead of what's going wrong, you transform your perspective. You stop seeing life as a struggle and start seeing it as a gift. Here's what many people don't realize. Happiness doesn't come from getting everything you want. It comes from appreciating what you already have. Every single day, there are countless blessings right in front of you, but if you're not looking for them, you'll miss them. You'll get so caught up in what's missing that you forget to celebrate what's present. Think about this. The roof over your head, the food on your table, the ability to breathe, to think, to feel, to move. These are not small things. These are miracles in motion. And when you start recognizing them, something powerful happens. Your mood lifts, your energy shifts, your stress begins to melt away. Gratitude rewires your brain. Studies have shown that people who regularly practice gratitude experience lower levels of anxiety and depression, better sleep, stronger immune systems, and deeper relationships. Why? Because when you're grateful, you're grounded. You're not living in the regrets of the past or the worries of the future. You're rooted in the now. And when you're rooted in the now, you become unstoppable. Start small. Each morning, before you reach for your phone, take a moment to list 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big. They can be as simple as a warm bed, the sound of birds outside, or the fact that you woke up to see another day. What matters is the intention, the decision to start your day with appreciation instead of complaint. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring your problems. It means not letting your problems control your joy. It means recognizing that, even in difficulty, there is something to be thankful for. A lesson, a moment of growth, a new perspective. And here's something beautiful. The more you practice gratitude, the more you'll find to be grateful for. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Eventually, it becomes second nature. You'll start seeing beauty where others see pain. You'll start attracting peace where others carry chaos. So, if you want a high, happy life, make gratitude your daily habit. Let it anchor your mornings and close your nights. Let it soften your heart and sharpen your focus. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a force. One that will elevate your spirit, transform your mindset, and lead you to a life filled with meaning, peace, and true happiness. Surround yourself with positivity. Choose the energy you allow in. One of the most powerful decisions you will ever make in life is who and what you allow into your space. If you want a high, happy life, you must be intentional about the energy around you. The truth is, your environment has the power to build you up or break you down. The people you talk to, the content you consume, the conversations you entertain, they all shape your thoughts, your mindset, and ultimately your destiny. Let's be real. You can do all the work to grow, to become more disciplined, to stay focused, but if you're constantly surrounded by negativity, people who drain your energy, mock your dreams, or speak fear into your vision, it's like trying to run with weights tied to your ankles. You may move forward, but you'll be slower, heavier, and far more exhausted. Positive energy is not about toxic positivity or ignoring problems. It's about choosing hope over fear, growth over comfort, and faith over doubt. It's about spending time with people who want to see you win, who encourage your progress, who remind you of your strength when you forget it yourself. Ask yourself this: do the people around you inspire you or drain you? Do they celebrate your wins or secretly compete with you? Are they talking about ideas and solutions or just gossip and complaints? It's okay to outgrow people. In fact, it's necessary because elevation requires separation. Sometimes, to become your higher self, you have to let go of who you were, and that includes who you used to keep around. And it's not just about people, it's also about what you feed your mind. If your social media is full of fear, chaos, and drama, clean it up. Follow pages that motivate you, watch videos that push you, read books that teach you. The more you feed your mind with positivity, the more naturally you'll think positive thoughts. Your internal world reflects your external input. Now, does this mean life will always be happy and perfect? Of course not. But when your circle is strong, when your mind is guarded, when your energy is protected, you become unshakable. Storms may come, but they won't break you. Negativity may knock, but it won't stay long. You'll know how to reset, recharge, and keep moving. So, protect your peace like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Distance yourself from chaos. Set boundaries without guilt. Say no to things that drain you and yes to the things that light you up. You don't owe anyone access to you just because of history. Protect your space like a sanctuary. If you want a high, happy life, surround yourself with people and environments that elevate your spirit. Choose positivity every day on purpose. Because happiness isn't something you find, it's something you create. And it starts with who you allow in your world. As we come to the end of this journey today, I want you to pause and reflect on what we've shared. We've unlocked the key principles that can truly transform your life into one of happiness, peace, and fulfillment. It's not about waiting for life to hand you these things. It's about actively creating them every single day. It starts with understanding who you are, building habits that support your growth, surrounding yourself with uplifting energy, and practicing gratitude. These are the pillars that will support you as you rise to live the life you've always desired. But remember, this transformation won't happen overnight. Building a high, happy life is a journey. It's a commitment to yourself that requires time, patience, and persistence. There will be moments of doubt and there will be setbacks. But I promise you, if you stick with it, if you keep showing up for yourself, you will start to experience the joy, the peace, and the fulfillment that comes from living with intention. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. But you do have to make the decision today to take control. Start small. Begin with self-awareness. Ask yourself the tough questions. Take time to reflect and be honest with yourself about what truly matters to you. As you start to build positive habits and surround yourself with the right people, you will begin to see your life shift. You'll feel lighter, more grounded, and more connected to your true purpose. As you move forward, remember that gratitude is your constant companion. When you learn to appreciate what you already have, you unlock the world of abundance. It doesn't matter what's going wrong in your life. Focus on what's going right and watch how your perspective changes. When you start each day with gratitude, you set the tone for the entire day. And that energy will carry you through the challenges and the triumphs alike. Your happiness is in your hands. You have the power to create it, to shape it, and to live it every day. The road might not always be easy, but every step you take towards building a high, happy life is worth it. So, here's the challenge. Commit to yourself today. Commit to being aware, to cultivating positive habits, to protecting your energy, and to practicing gratitude. These simple yet powerful actions will create a ripple effect in your life, bringing you closer to the joy, fulfillment, and peace you deserve. The life you want isn't out of reach. It's waiting for you to step into it, to take action, and to choose happiness. Your best life is within your grasp. It begins with you. Ending line. Remember, happiness is not a destination. It's the journey you choose to take every single day. Choose happiness. Choose peace. And most importantly, choose yourself. Your best life is waiting for you. And it all starts now.